Kia ora.
Hello and welcome to the NZ Ahead podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And this week we are back to share a mass of kindness with you. We are here to share some examples of Kiwi kindness, because if you're moving to New Zealand, you need to know the kind of people you're going to be surrounding yourself with. And that's exactly what this episode is about to do for you.
Yeah, it's about the real people out there, the ones that make the difference, make all the difference, I think. And that's what makes it special about the New Zealand people when they say, oh, it's the people. And you go, what is it? And then it's just those little things that you just think, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah. And also what's special about this episode that honestly, I'm so excited to release this for you, is the acts of kindness that we talk about, you're about to hear in a minute, aren't just from people who were born in New Zealand. These are from people who have moved to New Zealand as well. They're people who are part of a community that Brian and I have somehow wonderfully attracted like magnets. It's unbelievable. The people that we have in our community around us that we can now call friends. And that's you. That's people who are moving to New Zealand or have moved to New Zealand, or like I say, they are already in New Zealand and they are just here for us. It's just absolutely wonderful. And this is like our tribute to you, if you are already in our community, and an example to you if you're not in our community, what you can expect from New Zealand. I mean, this is it. This is the kind of thing that is happening in New Zealand.
Yeah, so like Liz said, we moved in it's not 20, it's 2009, because you can't say 2022, 2009. And it's so hard that when you get here, you haven't got those friends. And that's what that community is. We were just saying last night that, there's people down in Christchurch that are meeting up together. There's people on the South Island somewhere meeting up together. People on the North Island from Auckland to Hamilton meeting up together, going for coffees together.
Yeah.
How wonderful is that you've actually got that when you get here?
And what you're referring to is, Brian is referring to the private community, the NZ Ahead private community, but
you're just talking about the whole community.
I'm talking about the world, Brian.
Right.
I'm talking about the New Zealand, our New Zealand world.
Wow, you were talking about the community straight off the bat.
No, I am as well, but I'm just that included in that is just
even the people that just listen.
The people that listen, they're just. We have had, as you're going to hear in a minute, we're going to share with you our podcast that we made for our YouTube channel. So it is over there on our It's a Drama channel if you want to go and watch it. We're sitting in our garden and chatting to you. But like I say, it's complete audio too. But you will hear me say passionately, actually, in a minute, just how overwhelming it is to be in New Zealand and to have all this love around you and all this kindness. We've got a channel on our Slack channel, on our private community, that is dedicated to Kiwi kindness. And the community go on there and write what has happened to them over the last week, how kind like the Kiwis have been. And I think it's such a testament to the country that you're moving to, that you are here surrounded. Don't get me wrong, obviously not everyone in this country is perfect, but the people that you attract, or that we have managed to attract, like I say, it's wonderful, and it's quite overwhelming. And that's why we wanted to share this episode with you. It wasn't originally going to be an NZ Ahead episode, but we were talking about it last night and we just said, you know what, these are the people that love New Zealand. If you're listening to this right now, you have got a love for New Zealand, whether you live here or you're going to move here or you have lived here or whatever that is. And so it felt so right to share this episode with you.
Yeah. So if you, and the community that we were talking about, or I was talking about at the start, if you want to head over to that, that's www.nzahead.com/free, and you can figure out how from there to join our community after 5 days.
They don't have
videos.
to figure it out.
Yeah, but it's just like people
simple.
go, where can I just sign? It's like, yeah, but you have to watch the videos first to make sure that you really want to be part of it.
We're a bit of a tease, me and Brian. We don't like to just say, there you go, there's the sales page. You can just sign up for the community. We actually, I don't want to say we make you, but we force you to take our free 5-day videos, because you might have heard us say in the past, it shows dedication and it shows commitment and love, and just you're serious about it. This isn't just someone who's got some money and thinks, okay, I'll join this community just to see what it's like. we just want people who are serious and committed and just love the country so much that you're willing to sit through five days of mine and Brian's videos.
When you get here, you've got to have that respect and values that the people have here. There you go.
Yeah. So you're going to absolutely love this episode where we share with you 3 examples of the kind of kindness that happens in New Zealand on a daily basis, so that if you're moving to New Zealand and you're thinking, oh, what is it going to be like when I get there? This is the kind of thing that you can expect. So sit back, enjoy the show, and I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, so go steady, kia kaha, stay strong. Like you hear me in the first story, a little bit tired. I wasn't being strong enough, but anyway, you'll hear it. So let's get on with the show.
Got it.
Welcome to the NZ Ahead podcast. Everything you need to know about moving to and living in New Zealand.
There's a whole world here.
So nice to be with you again.
We call it Aotearoa around here, bro.
You'll be right.
We are your hosts, Liz and Brian.
Amazing New Zealand in the southern seas.
See, that's where I belong. That's home.
Hello and welcome. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And today we're back with a show to bring you some kindness, to bring you some light and some love and some happiness. We've been hearing a lot of things on the internet at the moment about how people are avoiding coming onto any social media site, including YouTube or podcast, because there is so much negativity. And for us, the last week here in New Zealand has been the opposite of that. It's been nothing but loveliness and kindness. And we wanted to share our little slice of kindness with you. So we're here to share 3 brilliant, lovely things that are just going to make you realize that the world is a very, very lovely, kind place.
Yeah. And considering we have just traveled the world again in the last week or so with having to go back to the UK. So you get both sides of the story. I met my brother in the UK who's from America, lives in America. So this is why we wanted to pull this together, because, yeah, there is a lot of negativity there. There's Mach 11 missiles flying all over the place. There's new presidents being elected and things like that. We don't talk about that on this channel because we'd like to talk about the real people. The real people that are, you and us watching this, and the people you meet in cafes, the people you meet on the streets, and just your friends.
So first of all, we're here to say thank you so much. If you are a follower of this podcast, you will know that we've had a little bit of a rough time these last few months. And my first point to talk to you about is, how can I say this? When we first started this whole YouTube podcast journey, we're on podcasts, we're on YouTube. It was scary. Because the first thing you think is, I'm just going to get a load of negativity. That's the first. It's funny how you go to like the downside of things, isn't it? When you want to try something so brave like this, because it is brave to put yourself out onto YouTube or onto a channel. And, there have been times when we've been scared to like look at comments or upload something because it's like, oh no, what are people going to say? But my first point to this whole kindness, this whole kindness thing of what's been happening over the last few weeks is the outpour of love and support Brian and I have received from you watching this, you listening to this, you who have just been so beautiful and so kind and said such beautiful comments and emails and messages that it's quite overwhelming. It's quite unbelievable to feel that love and support from you. So we could not start this show without saying you're incredible. You really are incredible. The love that you give us and the support from the bereavements that we've suffered the last few months and the ups and downs, just to know that there are people like you on the other side of this microphone/camera that are willing to sit there and give their time to say, we love you, we're with you, we feel for you. it's overwhelming. It's fabulous.
It makes you good.
The world is a wonderfully kind, fabulous place.
Makes you good to be human.
It
We're all
really
human.
does.
We're all on this little spinning ball flying around the universe.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so good to have that unity with other people.
Yeah.
Just to be, hey, we're going through this. I've been through that. You know, you're about to go through this or whatever it is. And we just like to talk about what we do to pass it on to you guys. So hopefully it might help you or just cheer your day up or feel sad on the day as well.
You're
Back,
passing
you're
it
giving
on
it back.
to the world.
Yes.
Because now we're able to go out and say, start a YouTube channel or start a podcast or talk to people in the street, because guess what? People are lovely. People are kind. They are good people. They've got full of love and goodness and kindness. And that is what we've been receiving over these last to be honest, the last year we've been receiving it. But now the last video that we did, just on the podcast that we did, got a huge influx of kindness. And I think sometimes that if you don't know, and if you're not involved in like what we're involved in content creation and coming out and putting content out, you might think that people aren't so kind and people are grumpy and people are mean, but they're not. They're not. Not our people, not you. You're not. It's just. And I really want to just emphasize that, because it's so easy to get caught in this, oh, everyone's just horrible and everyone hates each other and they hate them and he hates her and she hates, and it's all this negativity. And it's so easy to get caught up in that. But actually, when you float to the top and look over the waves and you see all these lovely people going, hey, you know, it's just me. I love you. I'm kind. I'm nice. It's lovely. It's fine. It's just kind. And, I don't know if this is making sense, but
you know, it is making perfect sense. And I've said it many times before, probably on this channel. It's like an enlightening moment when you're just sitting there in a coffee shop in Vietnam many years ago, and you just think, oh my God, we're all the same. We just want to be happy. Everyone, smiling faces, people waving at each other, getting off, doing their day's work and doing all that stuff. But do you know what? We just want a cup of coffee together in peace.
Yeah.
So, you know, governments of the world, just pack it in.
And, you know, when like I say, and then we're going to move on to our story of kindness that's happened in New Zealand this last week. But like, I just want to really, really make sure that you know this, that with you being kind to us and then we're kind out, it spreads. It's like a ripple effect. It really is. It's just, so thank you. Thank you for just being lovely and supportive and wonderful, and the person you are. Thank you so, so much for that, because it comes back and then it goes back out again, and it's as simple as that. And it's like magic. It really is.
It is. It's like that old thing, isn't it? You know, you're walking along the street, you meet someone, they go, good morning.
Yeah.
A big smile, and you're like, oh yeah. And you pass it on to the next person. Where, you know, we were saying today, love is met with love, aggression is met with aggression.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Isn't it easier? It's like, the hippies had it right all those years ago,
Yeah,
didn't they?
did.
You know?
They did.
Good old John Lennon.
So what else were we going to share with you? We were going to say about your countdown experience.
Yes, my cat, now Woolworths.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's getting changed. The one in New Plymouth, probably the last one in the whole of the world to be changed from Countdown to Woolworths.
Maybe we should just say that if you're new to the programme, because we always assume that we never get any new subscribers.
I know.
We always assume that it's just our lot that are here, like that just turn up every week to listen.
Yeah.
But if you are new, then we are husband and wife. You know, we're not brother and sister. I know we look quite similar, but we're husband and wife. And we live in New Plymouth in Taranaki. We've been over here for 15 years from the UK. And we talk about life life
and just everyday
life,
stuff, isn't it?
Just living life the best we can. We travel a lot. We've got two young adult kids. We've got a mortgage.
Still live at home.
We work from home. We just talk about life in New Zealand, and sometimes wherever we go around the world, we talk about that too. And we hope that by being here and sharing these stories, we're professional storytellers, you see.
Yes.
That's what we do for a living.
We try not to edit neither. We don't like the jump cuts, but sometimes when we make a mistake, we have to cut it out.
Yeah. And so, that's who we are. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you. So Bri, Woolworths, go back to it.
Yeah, so here we are. Just rewind to last week. You know, we'd not been long back in the country after a 48-hour ordeal of driving to London from Devon and getting planes to China and 7-hour, 8-hour stopovers, and then driving back down another 5 hours back home. 48 hours in total. Bit tired. Takes a few days to recover from something like that. So day 2, I go to the supermarket. All I wanted to do was pick up just a few things that we were missing on, like, you know. And you go around this whole supermarket, come to the checkout, and it's saying something on the till that you just, I can't be bothered reading that. Just, you know, next screen, please.
Was it self-checkout?
It was a self-checkout, yeah. And
what did you have in your basket? Tell me what you bought first.
What did I have? Oh, I had,
Bleach?
yeah, not bleach. I had a couple of bottles of wine because we were trying to bin the wine for a bit. A couple of bottles of wine.
Bleach, I'll have wine.
Yeah, I think I don't know, something like a bag of blueberries, some creme fraiche.
Yeah.
And something else.
Okay, so I can just picture it.
Not
So
much, enough to be able to hold. So I was carrying it over without getting a basket, so I could just in and out pretty quick. You go in to get one thing, you end up coming out with 5.
It's impossible, isn't it? You can't go in the supermarket without spending $50.
That's consumerism for you.
Anyway, go on.
Anyway,
you
so
didn't need those blueberries. Go on.
So I'm at the checkout. It said something about cash, and I thought you can't get cash out, and I'm like, I don't want any cash out. I just want to pay. Didn't have my wallet on me. Just wanted to use the old Apple Watch or Apple Pay Wave. And I get through it. The girl comes over with the to make sure I'm 18 and over. Has to press the button, sign in to buy the wine. And she said, "You're paying with Apple Pay?" And I went, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, we've got a problem with the FPOS at the moment." I said, "All right." So, not really paying attention of what she was saying as much. Just
tell people what FPOS is if they're not from the New Zealand.
FPOS just is like using a debit card.
Yeah,
that's all it means. It's not. It tends to be a swipe and not a contactless thing, or plug your card in New Zealand. Anyway, so I pay the money and it goes refuse. And she walks back over to me. She said, "Did you pay with Apple Pay?" And I went, "Yes." She said, "Oh, listen," she said, "our systems are all down at the moment." She said, "You can only pay by plugging the card in. Have you got your card in the car?" And I went, "No." I said, "I haven't got anything."
Oh.
I said, and she said, "Oh," and I said, "What, you know, you can't pay?" No. I can't, I've got, it's here. And she said, "No," she said, "Really, we have to cancel your transaction." And, and I just went, "Oh, that's a little bit shit, isn't it?" And just looked at her.
Oh, you didn't say that, though,
I did
you?
say that's a little bit shit.
That's a bit disappointing. I've just told the whole world that we're kind.
But I just said as in,
okay.
And she said, "Oh, well, could you go and get your card and I'll put the stuff over here for you?" And I went, "Oh, do you know what? It's going to take me an hour or so to go back home." I said, "It's going to cost me $15 in fuel." I said, "It's just not really worth it, is it? Like, at the end of the day."
You're tired. You've just done that big trip to the UK. I
didn't feel positive enough to go, "Do you know what? It's not a problem." Because it was a big problem because you're expending all your energy. And she went, "Well, I tell you what, I think I've got enough money in my bank account."
Oh, God.
And she said, "If you just give me a minute, I'll go out to my car." And she's got a queue of people behind her, all in the self-checkout. And she's the only supervisory person on it. And she was only young. And I just went, "No, you don't have to do that." She went, No, it's not a problem.
I'm sorry I said the S word.
Yeah, I didn't say shit. Yeah, you're not shit. The supermarket's shit for letting it fail. You're not shit. And I would just, I just like, she's not much older than my daughter. And I just think, I can't say no because, and she's getting another supervisor. "Hey, can you just check and I've just got to go and get my card so I can pay for this man's stuff."
Oh, no.
You just think, "Oh, I don't believe this." And I just went, "Oh my goodness." It was $67. And she went out, got a card, came back in, did it and said, "There's your receipt. You're okay to leave now." The guy behind me hadn't seen most of this and he's now queuing up and going, "Do you know what? I'm just going to take my stuff and go because I've tried to pay and I can't pay."
Well, he's not kind.
He wasn't kind.
No.
But
he didn't say the S word.
But he wasn't being horrible.
No,
he was just like,
know.
do you know, the big corporate multinational bloody company is just failing.
So how did you give her the money?
So what I had to do then is says, "Listen, I'll transfer the money to you right now." And she went, yeah, okay, there's my bank account. She wasn't going to give it me for free. It was like we'd agreed that we would. So I've got my banking app and she's given me her bank details. "What's your name?" She's saying, "My name is Aston." I said, "How are you spelling that?" And Astyn. I said, "Oh, that's a lovely name. Thank you so much." And then she had to disappear to go and help fight some more fires, at the self-checkout. And I just shouted over, said, "Hey, Aston," I said, "I've just put 80 in your account. Thank you so much."
You put how much? 800?
80.
Oh, 80.
80. So she had an extra $13.
Oh.
Because that's how much it would have cost me to come back. But she saved all that time.
Can you believe that? I couldn't believe it when you told me that.
I couldn't believe it was happening. And I was in I was quite disorientated at the time, still felt a little bit dizzy from, not having enough sleep. We'd only had like 4 hours sleep, hadn't we? And it was just like, wow, trying to get back on so you didn't get jet lag the next night.
So Woolworths, New Plymouth, Spotswood Woolworths,
Yep.
You need to give this girl a flipping raise. You need to make her top CEO of that supermarket.
Whoever that manager was on the night, you should have been out there with your credit card paying for everything and just put it on the company and just say, hey.
Well,
yeah, but they should have had someone, instead of being there probably on the phone trying to get things sorted out.
Remember what we said about kindness, Brian, about
it is
how
kind
reflects kind?
What I'm trying to say is the manager
you're
should have
pointing at the
managed...
camera going, oi.
He should have managed, he or she should have managed the situation.
Yes.
And not leave it to your supervisors to fight those little fires, because they're just good people that want to help other people, and they can see them.
And I tell you what, if you're the parent of that young girl, you need to be very, very, very proud that you've raised a lovely, kind daughter like that. It's just, it's unbelievable. And just the trust as well, because you will imagine that if you're working in a supermarket, you must get so much aggro. You must get so much aggro. Like, why isn't this? Oh, excuse me. I mean, you see it, don't you, when you go in and you're on the self-checkout, and people get annoyed because they want it quick. Like, why am I getting held up here? Yeah. And so I really hope that if you're watching, young girl, and that you've seen this, thank you so much for what you did for Bri.
I can't thank you enough for what you did, because I just wasn't in a great space at the time. And, you could have just walked out and stuffed this. I'm never coming back here. Yeah, I helped build that supermarket. I was part of the construction team. I did a lot of electrics there and stuff, so it kind of holds that place in your memory of...
I thought you were going to say in your heart then, and then I thought you were going to take back what you said about the manager.
No, I'm just saying that, I'm just saying. The manager doesn't give a toss. He's too busy thinking how much money he's losing on that day, to think, oh my God, But we'd love something that, hey, here's an IOU. And everyone, I would say 90 to 100% people would have paid that IOU.
Of course, yeah. And that's the other thing, isn't it? It's just having that... That's what I love. That's what I love about human kindness. It's not a case of like, oh, you're going to rip me off. Like, I bet you won't pay me back. She was just so kind and willing.
Just the way she did it. I didn't have. I wasn't pushing anything on. I was just like, you could just see she could see I was probably tired and just. And and on that day I'd just been and got a whole load of firewood, hadn't I? So it's pretty like, busy day, first day back.
I'll tell you what, that glass of wine tasted very nice.
Yes, it did.
Very nice indeed, knowing that...
Jolly.
That you hadn't had to drive all the way back and get it.
Yeah, it wasn't Aussie wine, that's the only thing.
So before we go on to our next story about... What's our next story? Oh, about the walking man, the bandana,
The walking man.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Your favourite.
Got a bone to pick with him.
Before we go on to tell you about that, we've got some really exciting news that we've been meaning to share with you. Well, weeks, to be honest.
It was weeks ago. But...
It was the week that my dad passed, and it was just everything we were ready to tell you all about it. And then that happened, and we went to England and everything just went up in the air. But we've been dying to tell you this. Probably dying to tell you is the wrong word, the wrong phrase, but we've been excited to tell you this.
And we were. And then it was like a big itchy wet blanket threw over it, wasn't it?
We've had so many people ask us if we would go onto Patreon and do a membership only private, like if you're not familiar with Patreon is where you support creators, independent creators, to make more content, so they can your way of saying thank you. Like, it's like usually for the price of a cup of coffee, or I don't know, bag of hula hoops, family size hula hoops or something. But and we decided that this is what we're going to do, because we absolutely love making content for you. I adore writing, and so all my newsletter people, I want to write personally to them. I want to write monthly essays about me writing my next book about living in New Zealand. And me and Bri want to make behind the scenes, nitty gritty. I want to say, we've called it Behind the Drama. That it gives you an idea of the podcast. It's called Behind the Drama. And we're doing that over on Patreon. Now, if it works, fantastic. We can just talk to our community it's so exciting to think that we can have a place that we can talk to people and be all together in one place and not scattered all over the internet. The idea is to go deeper with you. That's the idea, is to be able to just have a deeper conversation. So if you imagine you see someone in the street, hi, how are you? Yeah, good. Well, this is like, hi, how are you? Do you fancy coming around for a cup of tea? And then that's the Patreon. So it's that sort of idea. And like I say, we've been really excited to share this with you. It's a bit of a rubbish launch, actually, because we had all these plans that we were going to do all this good stuff. And like I say, then life happened and this is how we're going to do it. So we will be mentioning it next few episodes about how we've got a private podcast. We've also got a private newsletter over there, a monthly essay, and just a bunch of other things for a small amount. If you want to support us, then we would love to have you. So you can go to patreon.com, so Patreon. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Patreon or Patreon, but either way, Patreon or Patreon, and then / It's a Drama. So It's a Drama. I'll leave the link in the show notes below. But yeah, would absolutely love to see you over there. Like I say, just to support independent creators like ourselves, just to be able to continue to bring you this. So the next story we wanted to share with you is I've got a new friend. I have got a new friend. He lives, I'm saying
I just think if this
excuse
was...
me, excuse me. Don't interrupt, please. People don't like interrupting.
Yeah.
There's a new person in my life. No, what happened, right, was, and Brian's a little bit touchy about this.
I just imagine it. Yeah, anyway. Well, carry on.
I was down the beach the other day. No, actually, rewind. I was down the beach about 4 months ago. I've talked to you about this before. My morning routine consists of going for an hour-long walk every morning. It's just fantastic for the health, for your mind, for your body, everything. And I love walking, absolutely love it. And we live in a beautiful place. So there I am, walking along, go back down past the campsite, walking along like this with my little feet. And there's this man with a German Shepherd dog. And he calls over to me and he says, can I just tell you something about your walking? You're doing it wrong. So I stopped and said, sorry? And he said, you're walking wrong. Can I just have a minute with you? And I must admit, I thought at first, because this is like 4 or 5 months ago.
My feet.
Pardon?
My feet, my legs.
What?
Just like you're walking wrong. It's like, you spent your whole life walking, haven't you?
Calm down.
I'm just saying.
Calm down.
That's what I would think.
Well, you're not me, are you? I'm
obviously
nice.
Not, no.
No, I don't tell people in Countdown, you're a shit. I'm nice.
You're a shit.
Anyway, so I said, and I was a little bit taken back because I thought, you know, are you a mass murderer? Because it does go through your head, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it, really? Yeah. But, dog's a bit hungry.
Yeah, exactly. And there was no one else around. But I thought, no, Liz, you live in New Zealand, you're a nice person, and he's got a very kind face. And he's got a German Shepherd, which I love. So I said, yeah, sure, what's wrong? And he said, what it is, he said, I've studied walking for years and years and years, and you need to start planting your foot down from the knees, as if, I can't do it without showing you, but you need to start lifting your knee and planting your foot rather than pushing off from your toes. And he said, can I just show you? Can I give you an example? And I said, yeah, please do. And he started walking along. And he said, you've got to imagine, he said, that you are a duck on a piece of ice. He said, if you watch animals walk on ice, they lift their foot and plant it. They lift their foot and plant it. He said, they don't go like this and slide all over the place. He said, which is what you're doing. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And he said, yeah, you're welcome. And I said, he said, I've like I say, I've studied this stuff for years. And I said, okay, thank you very much. And I went off and I said to you, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to start changing the way I walk. I mentioned it to Brian. I'm going to start changing the way I walk. So I was really trying hard to walk like this. And then fast forward about 4 months, which was about 3 weeks ago. It was before my dad had passed, and we were down the campsite. We were going for a walk, and he has set up down the campsite where we live. He's down there and he's camping. And he shouted over as we were walking past, me and Brian. You were with me, weren't you? And he said, lift your feet up. You're not walking right. I've told you.
No,
Were you not with me? Maybe I was with Tess.
Yeah.
I was with someone anyway, and he shouted over, "Hey, I've told you, lift your feet up. You're not walking properly." Oh, sorry. I said, I was a bit embarrassed. I was like, sorry, okay. And I started remembering how he told me to walk. And I tell you what, it really, really works. It's a fantastic thing that he's told me. Anyway, day before yesterday, like you said, we've just come back from the UK.
Yeah.
We feel like, you feel like you've been run over by a steamroller. I was having a little walk on my own, and I must admit, I had a bit of a cry. You know, I was just, everything's on top of you, and you just think, just go for a walk. And I was walking down past the beach, and I saw him coming the other way.
Started paddling and running the other way, eh?
No, I didn't. So I start lifting my feet like a duck, remembering the duck on ice analogy. And I start walking properly. And as he comes towards me, I said, am I doing it properly? Like a child. I mean, why would you even say that to a grown adult? I said, am I doing it properly? And he said, I was just going to say to you, you're doing it really, really well. And I'm really pleased with how you're walking. And me, I just was like, just like crumbled down. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Like, you know. And then I thought, you know what? I'm not just going to walk past him. I'm not just going to think, go away, mass murderer who's taught me to walk properly. Yeah. I'm going to take the time and I'm going to speak to this man about how he knows this stuff. So I did. And we stood there, Bri, for about
2 hours.
20 minutes. And I asked him his history and why he knows about, and he told me all about how he used to
just got out of jail. He'd been in there for 32 years.
Oh, right. Oh my God. So I asked him, and he said he used to play karate.
He used to play karate?
He used to do karate. Yeah, you've
it's like Monopoly. It's just like Monopoly.
You've put me off. He used to do karate, and he said he was getting knee injuries. And he said, and I just thought, you know what? I'm going to master the body. I mean, he's a fit guy, Bri. He's in his late 60s. Do you know what else he told me? He said, I'm going to master the body. He said, and I did. And he's got such an upright posture. He's not curly like you.
No, he's not curled over like me. No.
He's so upright. From doing all those pull-ups in prison.
It, yeah.
And he's just like, and he just said, do you know what? He said, I started studying animals. Guess what else he told me?
I haven't got a clue.
Well, he said...
Come and have a look at this.
No, he said... Actually, he said, my friend, he said, I went to Borneo.
As you do.
Borneo. He said, I climbed... Where's the mountain? In Kilimanjaro, is it?
Yeah, it's just outside Borneo.
Well, anyway,
on the
he went to look
African plains.
He went to look after orangutans, you know, and he said...
Yeah, as you do.
Oh, Brian, you're just jealous. Yeah, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. I might fall, forget it.
Yeah.
You're jealous, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I'm just imagining if I'd said, I've just met Sigourney Weaver type person down the campsite, who obviously was looking after... the great apes or whatever it was she was looking after, it'd be like, who? Who's she? Who is she?
I wouldn't actually.
Really?
No,
okay.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You need to just get over that because my friend down at the campsite has taught me a lot about how to walk and he's saved the trouble.
How many money you want?
He's worked with the orangutans. He saved the orangutans. He climbs, he goes skiing in the South Island. He climbs all the mountains. He knows how to walk. And he said to me, and this is why I'm including it in this human kindness, even though Brian, my husband, is not being human kindness. He said to me, he just said, you know what, it is so nice to have someone interested in passing it on, passing this knowledge on. Because the first thing I said to him was like, well, you should do a podcast. You should start a YouTube channel and talk to people about walking. He would do a bomb, Bri.
You would. It's a bit like the barefoot walker, isn't it? Like, you know, it's not using shoes and actually, you know, learning to walk properly without shoes. So it's the way you impact your heel. It's the way, you know, it's more of a pad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine like you're walking on ice.
No, I've just told you that. That's
no,
what
I know,
he told
but that's
me.
what I'm saying. But it makes sense. It's not. I'm not saying. But the
It's
fact
not
is,
your idea.
I listen. No, I never said it was my idea. God Almighty. All right. Next subject is what is it now? Yeah.
But yeah, It is.
It is. And when I was just imagine that when we were back in Niagara Falls on a world trip, and there was that much ice on the footpath because of all the spray, and it was freezing cold, wasn't it? And you had to walk like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to slide and fall over, don't you?
And it gives your legs. It's like he said to me. He said, "Feel my legs." He said,
I bet he did. Yeah.
No, not really.
And it's like, look at my forearms because I'm a windsurfer.
Yeah,
That's the first thing to go, eh?
Yeah, no, Bri, I might invite him on the podcast actually. So just
do you know what? This is a bit of fun.
I know, but we're
I'll be sitting with him. Don't worry, or on him.
But yeah, it's about keeping your joints. He said if you walk like this, he said you'll never need a knee replacement or a hip replacement, and I believe him because he's. Like I say, he's in his 60s.
Yes.
He's fit as a fiddle.
Yeah.
And
much fitter than me.
Yes, he is actually.
Here you
and
go.
more importantly, oh God.
You just like older men, eh?
More importantly, Brian.
What, Liz?
What I'm saying is
Yes.
it was passing it on. It was the
is.
kindness of,
I know.
and he almost couldn't believe that I was interested. Like, so he said, you know what? He said, I tell so many people this and they're like, oh, whatever. I know how to walk. You don't need to tell me what. I said, what? Are those people called Brian, are they?
I'm Brian and so's my wife. Yeah, I think what it is you're trying
He's
to
a
say
nice
there.
man.
Yeah,
I know what I'm trying to say.
No,
I'm
what-
trying to say he's nice.
Well, I'm saying, yes, he is. I'm not saying he's not nice. I'm only winding you up. It's a bit like being on the longevity trip that I love to, it's a passion. And you just say one thing to someone and it's just like, you see them go, and you're like, you didn't ask for it. You didn't ask for the advice. I agree you didn't ask for the advice. But when someone just says one thing to you and you don't really want the advice, but what they're saying makes perfect sense. You know, everyone's opinion
Why
is
don't you
valid
want
and
their
things like
advice?
that. Because people just think, like I was trying to say jokingly at the start, I've been walking on my legs all my life.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't had a new set of hips yet, this, that, and the other. But when they say something, it makes perfect sense. But you choose to want to not listen to them.
So tell the truth then, if the roles had been reversed and it had been you that had been down the campsite walking and he shouted over, excuse me, mate, you're not walking properly, what would you have said?
Do you know what? Because of what I've, spent time learning over the last few years, I probably, would go, really? Tell me what.
Yeah.
Tell me what I'm doing
You'd
wrong.
be
Because
open to
it's
it.
something I've not really ever looked into. Like,
I know, you just think walking, you can just walk.
I know with suffering with a bad back for so many years, with posture and, imagine you've got a piece of string pulling your as if you're floating when you're walking, it makes you walk like that.
It does.
Because you're like lifting yourself up as you walk instead of like boom and plonking your feet, like,
Yeah.
most people, you can watch some people run. It just looks like they float.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
And then some people like, oh my God, that looks painful.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
what
they're
he said, yeah.
plonking and clunking and just doesn't feel right,
Because that's what I said to him. I said, you're just fascinating. I said, this is really fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
This is really fascinating stuff. I said, and he said, well, it's just my passion. And actually, I did say to him, you should meet my husband. I said, because he's all into longevity, which you are.
Yeah.
You're really passionate about that stuff.
Yeah. Did he just say that little guy?
I just said you should meet, you should talk.
Yeah.
You're going to have to change your attitude if you are going
really?
to talk to him.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
he's not like you. He's like super chilled.
Yeah. Do you know, it's a funny thing. I've been drinking
Wine.
wine all my life. It's fine. Yeah, I've been drinking bulletproof coffee. I give up.
Go
See
on,
that?
go on, go on.
I've been drinking.
Beer.
It's not even funny.
It is. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Go on. I promise I won't do it this time. Go on.
Oh, God. I've been drinking tea. Yeah, I've been drinking bulletproof coffee, which for those of you who don't know, it's a blended butter MCT oil with your coffee in the mornings. I'm not going to go into what it does for you, this, that, and the other. But it's funny, isn't it? I've been saying to Liz, the benefits of this, it's the ketones, it's this, it's you get the caffeine, you don't have to digest, it doesn't break your fast. All these stuff. Flying home from England, just literally last week, I'm going to start drinking bulletproof coffee. Oh, why is that, Liz? Because this person I'm reading about is telling me to.
Well,
it's a funny thing, isn't it? Like,
is.
you don't really listen to some people, but some people just stand out when they say something or you read it and it's there written.
You.
No, I know you do. I'm not saying you don't, but that particular thing, it's just when when someone tells you what it does or the benefits of it first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And also, I think as well, people who are walking the walk, as a bit of a pun,
walking the walk.
But walking the walk,
Yes.
If he had been down there and he was like, all hunched over and looking all like he was struggling.
Yeah, or getting into his Audi super duper car or whatever it was. But it's not. He's living there on the beach.
He's down at the campsite. He's walking his dog every day. He's, like I say, his posture is flipping amazing. He looks strong.
Yeah.
He looks like a nice guy. He
looks like a little bit of a mountain man, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Like,
he does.
that sort of.
He reminds me of Bear Grylls, Bri.
Bear Grylls. I like Bear Grylls.
Yeah, he does. He reminds me of him because he's like that mountainy, real man,
Yes, a proper man, not a tradie, not a content creator person.
Oh no. Anyway, so
I haven't got a problem with
that was. I know.
Anyway.
I'm only joking. But that was the example of
kindness.
Yeah.
People just reaching out to you.
It is. Oh, so that felt good. It felt good to just be able to share with you how wonderful the world is. It really is. There's lots and lots of good things happening in that world, in this world rather, and fun things as well. And just remember, we're always here for you. We're always here for you, just to spread the love, just like you've been there for us. Again, I just want to say, you're flipping wonderful. You really are. You're wonderful. You're kind. You are spreading kindness. You are doing good in this world. And we love you for it. So thank you so, so much. My heart beats with yours. Until next time, I am going to speak to you soon.
Yeah, so kia kaha, stay strong, mountain man. We have to see you soon. And kia u, stay true. It's true to yourself. And don't talk to strangers, okay?
Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast this week. We have loved having you here with us.
If you love this week's show, please share this with your friends. Send it to anybody you know that wants to think about moving to New Zealand and get on over here yourself.
And tell them how brilliant it is as well. And also, if you haven't signed up for our free 5-day video guide showing you what life is really like in New Zealand, then go over to the website and sign up. You are missing out. This is brilliant. Go over to www.nzahead.com/free and we will send you 5 days worth of videos about what life is like in New Zealand. You are going to love it. So one more time, that website that you need to sign up for the free 5-day guide is www.nzahead.com/free. So we're going to see you next week. Until then, have a great week and we'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye again. Bye.
Bye.